Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about how to fix your critical mindset in just 10 minutes a day. And in a few minutes, I'm going to actually walk you through a mindset process that I do. So stay tuned and listen to the intro, if you will, because you will get more benefits than just going straight to the process. Okay. So you have this inner critic, if you will, this inner voice that most people know is there, but they're really not paying attention to it. And most of the programs from that inner voice could say things to you like, oh, I'm lazy, or I got to work hard for money, or it's hard to, get my outcome, or whatever it is you're saying to yourself. It plays on a loop, it plays on a replay, if you will, right? So it's important to understand, how do we change this if it's just been running these programs for typically years, and years, right? So I often tell people it's not you, it's your programming, right? So you really want to tap into that programming and let's rewire it so that you can experience that for yourself, right? It doesn't have to take a long time, literally 10 minutes a day. So understand that your subconscious and your brain are wired for survival, right? So if you go way back to cavemen days, right, it really was that need to survive. And yet today, in today's world, with a lot of stuff happening in the world, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of outside circumstances that are really impacting people. And then that critic can get even stronger, saying things like, oh, the universe this, or the world's, this, or, whatever you're labeling or saying or feeling, just know that it's impacting you. And it's very, very important because most people weren't wired in bliss and prosperity and lavish, and they're out there, of course, but it's not the average individual that's dealing with this inner critic, okay? So understand also that your subconscious mind holds, which we're going to do the exercise in just a few minutes, it holds your childhood conditioning. It holds the authority figures, beliefs, opinions, energy, things you were taught, things that you learned as a little person from 0 to 8. 80% of your subconscious is wired. So I often say it's like your body's like this little video camera, right? Your eyes are taking in the data of everyone around you, and you're learning and absorbing the beliefs, the energy, the emotions, and typically agreeing and aligning with that authority figure. It also comes from your past failures. So if you were in a relationship, for instance, that you thought was going to work and it didn't, and you got disappointed or you got hurt, and then that old program plays and says, every woman's going to hurt me or every man's going to do this to me. And then through that repetition of holding those thoughts and those beliefs, you play it over and over and over inside of you. It does begin to be the belief in you that you go, that's the truth. But is it? It's the truth for you based on that inner critic, those inner thoughts, that mindset that's set to that level of frequency and that level of information, right? So remember, through repetition is how we learn. So when we do the exercise in just a few minutes, I'm going to encourage you to come back to this video and do it every day for 2 weeks. And I'm going to ask all of you here, I'm really into growing my YouTube channel right now. Please make a comment. Give me some feedback. I'd love to hear how you do after 2 weeks of repetition in doing this exercise. I'm all about the outcomes and the results, so I'd love for you to share them in the comments, and I'll be happy to reply and share some further steps and solutions with you. So your neuroplasticity, the neural network in your whole body, quite frankly, but especially in the brain, get rewired through that repetition. It strengthens the belief through the repetition. So just as you're being a critical person inside of yourself, or maybe a negative person, and it's funny, no one comes up to me and says, Cappi, I'm negative. It's not that you're a negative person. It's those inner critics of yourself or judgments of yourself that say, like I mentioned earlier, maybe you believe that, you're too old to do this, or you're too new to do this, or you're too young to do this, or maybe you believe that you're I could go on and on with the beliefs. I'll make other videos about your beliefs, but the criticism also comes from your own self protection. So you might do things like avoiding the risks, avoid rejection. So you don't make those calls you need to make, or you don't approach people. It also comes from wanting to avoid failure. So let's just talk about what this affects first, and then we'll move into the exercise because you have to understand this affects your confidence. This affects if you're in sales, which I work with sales professionals and entrepreneurs and coaches and people who have to basically create their own income and generate for themselves, real estate agents, insurance agents, stuff like that. But it really all of this impacts your motivation, your procrastination if you're not doing the things you know you need to do. Because how many trainings are out there on what you should be doing? I don't think it's a lack of information. It's a lack of personal transformation for people to understand this level. This is where people have a lot of anxiety, and your subconscious is where all your decisions come from. So if you know you want to reach your personal peak performance and you've tried a million things to get there, but you're not hitting the mark, I promise you it is this inner obstacle, this inner judgment, this inner criticism, that inner voice, if you will, that impacts everything. So you can't create an extraordinary life with a mindset that's constantly criticizing you. Yeah. Okay. Let's jump into the exercise. So thanks for that intro. I think it's important that you understand how this works. So I'm going to have you close your eyes. I'm going to close my eyes. And I often do this because it helps me tune into you more, whether we're here on YouTube or whether I'm working one on one with a person. So go ahead and get comfortable for a minute. If you don't want to close your eyes and you just want to listen, go for it. I find it much more effective and powerful if you close your eyes. So this will take us a few minutes. So go ahead and just close your eyes. And I want you to just take a deep breath. Okay, good. So as you breathe, I want you to just focus your attention inward in your body. I'm going to open my eyes just to make sure my camera's still on. Okay, so just focus that energy in the body. And I want you to notice in your heart area, in your belly area, in the center point of your body, I want you to just feel a familiar feeling you hold. Maybe you feel frustrated a lot. Maybe you feel sad, maybe defeated. Maybe you're just uncertain. You just don't know what to do. Maybe you feel disappointed in the things you've tried that maybe haven't worked. Just breathe into that feeling. Just honor it. You're not trying to make it go away. You're not trying to change it. You're trying to tune into the feeling that's already there. And I can tell you, if you can't feel it right now as I'm talking to you, it's typically there the moment you wake up in the morning. So just identify this. Take the time within to feel yourself. Your emotions are very, very powerful. And again, remember earlier I said they come from our programming, from our conditioning, from the people, the places, the experiences, all the stuff that's happened to us. Okay. So now I want you to give it a shape. Is it big? Is it little? Could it even be bigger than your own body outside of your body? Is it small? Is it in your heart? Is it in your belly? Is it all over your torso? Just kind of tune into the feeling and where you hold it. I know this is different than most people are familiar with, but if you're someone who does a lot of personal development and spiritual development, it will be very familiar. So just breathe into that for a minute. And if you recognize the shape of it, see if it has a color or maybe a texture. One time I did this exercise and I saw a big kind of a blob, and it was big and it was outside of me. And then I gave it a color and I started to talk to it and be with it and understand it. And it started to just dissolve and diminish. And that's pretty much what we're going to do. So just feel the texture. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's already there. And breathe. Just take a deep breath through your nose and exhale out your mouth. You're safe right now. You're secure in yourself. It's all good. Cool. And now I want you to give that number on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. How big is this emotion, this feeling, this thing that you hold and have inside of you? If it's a 10, it's pretty high. If it's a 2, maybe it's just a smaller frequency or energy you carry. And then again, notice where it is either in the body, where in the body, and if it's outside the body, maybe it's just in front of you. Is it behind you? Is it next to you? Just kind of feel yourself for a little while. Okay, good. And then give it a number. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. Great. Okay, now that you have this energy and synergy and understanding of what you've been carrying, holding, feeling, and being with, probably without your conscious awareness, I want you to give it full permission to just hear these words. It's almost as if I'm stepping into the frequency of that and allowing it to dissolve and begin to resolve itself. That there's another part of you that is so powerful and so effective and so incredible that's willing to grow and flow and replace this feeling, to allow the old programming in your subconscious, in your body, in your heart, soul, and cells to begin to dissolve and resolve. It's almost as if that energy is just beginning to shrink. It's beginning to diminish, understanding it's done its job. You've probably carried it way too long. Doesn't matter where it came from, but it has full permission now to let go. Take a deep breath. Just exhale it out of your body. If it's out of your body, exhale it out of the room, out of your awareness, out of your consciousness. Good. Just give yourself permission to feel a new feeling. What would it be like if you were light and happy and prosperous and joyful and blissful? Just feel that feeling, that new feeling. And where would you want to put that feeling? I always say you should start in your heart, right? Put a new feeling in your heart of self appreciation, what you've been through, who you're becoming. All the bliss and opportunities that are out there in the world are simply a reflection of the emotions and feelings and thoughts you hold inside of you. I say the universe is a shadow. It reflects you. Yeah? Mirror, a shadow. Take a deep breath. I'm going to open my eyes because my eyes are getting hot under these lights. So you can just go ahead and open your eyes in just a few moments. I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and open your eyes and just take a deep breath. So we're shifting the emotional energy and the subconscious patterns in the body, right? Not just in the mind and the heart and the soul and the cells. And that is the power, I believe, of hypnotherapy and neurolinguistic programming is we're giving your body and mind and your cells and self new suggestions to feel new. You might notice you feel a little lighter. You might feel a little brighter. I just want to tell you guys, this doesn't have to take a long time, but it does take repetition. It takes practice. It takes doing the work, not just listening and saying, that's a good idea, and then going back about your day, but not doing anything about it. You are your best investment. I'm telling you, you are the most important thing to shift. And then you're going to find the external world starts to change. So I do this every day for my clients, right? It is really powerful for me to watch the before and afters. And when we understand that everyone has an inner critic or self doubt or self judgment, and I can tell you, high achievers and really successful people often have stronger self critics. They're very hard on themselves. So I'm going to encourage you to have compassion for yourself. And as you do this work and as you just relax into what's already there, and then, of course, you can go much deeper into this. This is just a few minutes a day that I want you to do this. And then again, please feel free to leave me some comments, ask me some questions, and please subscribe to my channel. It really helps. And if you find this valuable, share this video with a friend if you know they need some help, because it really is important to understand we're never going to eliminate that voice. Oftentimes people say, Cappi, I just don't want to think this thing or feel this thing anymore. Well, if you've had it for 20, 30, 10, 5 years, whatever you've had it, It's not just gonna go away in, 5 minutes, but over time, it's gonna soften, it's gonna lessen, it's gonna just dissolve, it will disintegrate, and allow that other part of you, which is the creator who created you. I do other videos on that, right? There's this other internal power, but these limiting beliefs and all these things people carry around, it's like this extra physical, emotional weight on their bodies, that they can't seem to get rid of. It's because no one really teaches us how to go within to wash and rewire and eliminate that inner judgment or dissolve it. Like I said, it doesn't completely get eliminated. Here's what I'll say: it doesn't get eliminated, but the emotional attachment does. That's really powerful. So we often don't eliminate the thought, but the emotional energy doesn't have a chokehold on you anymore. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So, for those of you that want to do a deeper dive with me, go ahead and click the link below to book a call with me. Only if you're serious about getting coaching, though. Those calls are exclusively designated for people who either want to jump into my 8-week group coaching call, which is all subconscious activation. And then I have a one on one for 90 days with me. And this is, again, for high achievers, people who want to double their income, triple their income, get new outcomes. And both of those programs are book a call. If you're not looking for a mid or high range coaching level, go to my website. It's also in the notes below. Get my free PDF download, you guys. Practice makes perfect. And as I mentioned, when you wake up in bed, that would be the time to grab that sheet, that mindset tip sheet, and read those things and begin to rewire. Maybe do this process right after that and then go about your day. You are going to find yourself getting remarkable outcomes, I promise, if you do the work. There is also a program on there called Rewire Your Money Mindset, and that's $97, and it has an ebook and a subconscious session that's like 20 minutes long. So again, if you want to take a deeper dive, go in the notes, go check out my stuff. And I look forward to seeing you on the other side. I look forward to really hearing your comments and getting your feedback to watch what happens and unfolds for you. So thanks so much, and I'll see you in my next video.